Frank Lampard, Pochettino, Jurgen Klopp, Stevie G, Mike Bassett, Jose Mourinho, Ange Postecoglou, Neil Warnock. What do all these men have in common? Well, they're all linked with the next England manager job, but there's only one person for that role. Let's find out who it is. Welcome back to the HITC Football YouTube channel. It has been a long time since there's been a video on this channel. A long time since there's been some activity, but I am back to bless your ears, to bless your eyes with some more football content with a face that you've probably never seen before. Now, although I am strawberry blonde, and that's right, strawberry blonde, not ginger, before you all come at me, my mother tells me it's strawberry blonde, so I will take that to my deathbed. I may have white, pale skin, but one thing I am definitely not is an Irishman, and I'm bringing you today some English football content. My name is Jack Durkin, and I will be the face of HITC Football for the foreseeable future, so get used to this ugly mug because it's going to be coming on your screens quite a lot. I am absolutely buzzing to start bringing back the football content on this channel. Like I say, it's been a long time. I've seen the comments on previous videos. You're asking for the channel back. It's not what it used to be. Well, this, people, is the rejuvenation of this YouTube channel, and I am steering this ship to hopefully very clear sandy beaches. If you are buzzing that the channel is back, then please do drop a like on the video. Drop a like if you're excited for some football content, and just drop a like if you want to be nice, because this is my first video on it. Now, as you all know, the England first team coach role is up for grabs. Gareth Southgate departed us after the Euro 2024, in which he got to a final and fell at the final hurdle. We currently do not have a permanent first team manager. So in this video, we're going to discuss 5 of those managers, 5 people that I think should get the next England role. Now, obviously, we are in the international break already. It's absolutely terrible. I hate this time. It's pointless. I don't like it. If you like it, you're a mass murderer. There's something wrong. The Nations League is an absolute wind-up. But nonetheless, we have to get through this international break. And I, for one, cannot wait to watch Estonia versus Azerbaijan on Friday evening. Let's crack on into these 5 potential England managers. Let's find out the reasonings for, the reasonings against. Let me know who you think in the comments should be the next England manager. I'm very excited to see. But let's start off with number 1. Now, I'm not going to put these in any particular order. I'm just going to give you the 5 names and you decide where you want to put them. First up, we are going to go with the best manager, I think, to ever grace the game, Mr. Pep Guardiola. Now, I think this is probably more of a pipe dream than coming true. This man in charge of England, I feel like we'd go on to world domination. Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer riding in on horseback to invade the whole of Europe. Surely that is what would happen with Pep Guardiola in charge. I'm not too sure if it would. Now listen, like I say, Pep for me is the best manager to ever grace the game. Man United fans who love Fergie, fight amongst yourselves because I'm not entertaining it. However, I don't know if at international level he would be quite as good as he has been at club level, and there's numerous reasons for that. First reason, and the main reason for that, is because no matter how many funds he has at his disposal, whilst you are in charge of an international team, you cannot go out and buy players. Mr. Guardiola is the king of this. He's gone out and handpicked the players that he wants for his team. It's not a bad team to pick from, but there's going to be people that don't tickle his fancy. He can't go out and get a Joshua Kimmich. He can't go out and get a Rodri. He's got to deal with Calvin Phillips, which as a Leeds fan, I don't think is too bad. Going to leave City at the end of the season. It looks pretty likely. That obviously then does leave him without a job. What will he do? The next probably step for him in his career is to go into international management. He's done everything at club level. Do I think it'll be England? I don't. Do I want it to be England? Absolutely. Okay, who is next? Well, for me, I think another manager in the contention is Mr. Graham Potter. Now, I think Graham Potter has a big point to prove, a bit of a tarnished reputation after the Chelsea job, and I'll be honest with you, I think they hung him out to dry a little bit. But let's not forget how successful this man was at Brighton. Now, I don't think there's much rush for Potter, to be honest with you. He's got his feet up, he's relaxing from that Chelsea payout, so he's not wanting to rush back into a job, and I don't blame him. Live it up whilst you can, Mr. Potter, because at some point you will be coming back to club or international football. Whether that will be the England job, I do not know. But one thing I do know is this man is a fantastic tactician. He also had a fantastic club around him in Brighton, which is why I think he was so successful. If we look at Brighton compared to the England setup, it's probably pretty similar. The players he's got that he can choose from is amazing. Again, the current batch of England players are quite young, which is really important for Graham Potter. I think he had a lot of young players at Brighton and showed what he could do with them. I actually don't think he'd do bad in this role. The only reason I don't think he will take this role or will be in line for this role is because I think he'll want to come back after his hiatus, after his cigar smoking, booze drinking, casino gambling holidays, days, courtesy of Todd Bowley. I think one day we could see Graham Potter being the manager. I just don't think it will be now. I think it will be post this next manager. But don't count Graham Potter out. I really like him. I think he'd be a good manager, and he's got a big point to prove. The third man in the list is Mr. Thomas Tuchel. Now, for me, this is the least likely to happen. It's my least favourite as well. But stranger things have happened. Tuchel's obviously been out of a job for a few months after leaving Munich in the summer. Probably itching to get back into a role, whether that's club football, international football, who knows. He has been linked with the job previously. I think it was 2 years ago after the other Euros when Southgate was potentially leaving. He was linked with the job back then. Obviously, he's got a relationship with the England captain Harry Kane after being with him at Bayern Munich last season. In more recent weeks, though, he's probably been more linked with the United job, because I know every single manager around the world is absolutely itching to be sitting in the Old Trafford dugout to replace Erik ten Hag, the unforgiving job that is Manchester United. He's more likely to go there than he is to be the next England manager. And I'm all for it, because for me, you can't have a German in charge of the English national team. Now, I'm not going to get into the politics. We all know why. Football is losing its rivalry. Football has become a lot softer nowadays. There's some things in life that just don't go together. Coke and Mentos, me and my ex-missus, deep heat and a man's testicles. They just don't work out, and a German in charge of the English national team is one of them things. Moving swiftly on from a man from one country to a man from another country, Mr. Lee Carsley, the man who is the interim manager of the English national team right now and is probably favourite for the full-time role. Now listen, he had a good start to his reign. He's beaten Finland convincingly. We've beat Ireland convincingly. And there's one thing that we love on this channel is an Englishman beating an Irishman. Just quickly, I want to touch on something. What do you all think to Lee Carsley not singing the national anthem? Now, for me, I think this is sacrilege. As Cool Runnings once said, I see pride, I see power. And if you're not singing the national anthem, unfortunately, that is a no-go for me. Let me know in the comments what you think. Going back to him as a manager, obviously he knows all the players from being the under-21s manager. He was very successful there. He has a great relationship with a lot of the players coming through. He's brought in players for their England debuts like Gibbs Wyatt, Angel Gomez. He seems like a good coach. His style of play is exciting, a bit more expansive. I just feel like there's something missing with Lee Carsley. Now, for me, the England job is the most prestigious, the biggest job in the UK, in England, potentially even the world. And to be in charge of the England national team, I feel like you have to have something about you. You have to have a bit of cojones. Do I think Lee Carsley has that? Sadly, I do not. Now, it's probably a bit harsh. I don't know Lee personally, and if Lee, you're watching, then keep up the good work, mate. I also feel like we're just copying Spain a little bit. They've obviously gone on and won the Euros, beat us in the final with De La Fuente, who was the under-21s manager there, very successful. We've seen it work for them. Why not try it here? That's not what we should be doing. We're our own nation. Do what's best for us, and I don't think Lee Carsley is what is best for us. Don't know if he's going to be the man to take us to that long-awaited, highly anticipated trophy that we so desperately want. So who is the manager that's going to do that? Who is the prime candidate for this role? I said I wouldn't rank them. I've kind of ranked them as I've gone along, to be fair. I've tried to hide the bias, but I think I've done it terribly. So who is number one? Well, it is no one other than Eddie Howe. This is the man who should be in charge of England. This is the man that FA should be walking over fire, over coals to go and get. It looked very unlikely at the start. Things have happened behind the scenes at Newcastle, which mean it could potentially happen. He took Bournemouth to the promised land in the Premier League. He was there for years. Was an unbelievable story. And you can't tell me there's not something special if he can go and do that. He's been in the English game for a long time. He's been about all the different leagues. He knows what's required to go on and win games. The bloke's a great tactician. His style of play is fantastic. He's a great man manager. You see players rant and rave about him. He's good in front of the camera. He can hold his own. He's good with the media. Him and his assistant manager, the second most famous duo from Tyneside, and I'm absolutely positively 100% sure that Jason Tindall is trying to get Eddie Howe to get that England job. Think of the limelight, Jason. Think of the cameras. Think of the photo opportunity. You will be in dreamland. I just think this role is absolutely screaming out for Eddie Howe to come and take charge. The only problem that is going to stop this man coming to England is, of course, Newcastle. Now, I actually don't mind Newcastle United. I love the fan base. It's a great club, but just let Eddie leave. Come on. You seem to be falling apart a bit behind the scenes at the moment. Obviously, Staveley has just left, and although she says it's not because of any reasons of falling out, who knows what's gone on behind the scenes? It's also been reported that Mr. Howe is not getting along with the new director of football. So if Howe's had a falling out with the director of football, it's not looking good, Newcastle. It's not looking good, Eddie. Tindall, get in Eddie's ear. You know what to do. Think of the cameras. Think of the fame, Tyndall. Let me know in the comments who you think should be the next England manager. I'd love to know your opinions, who you think should be in charge. Maybe someone that I've not even mentioned, that's not really in the running. Who do you think should be the next England manager? If you have enjoyed the video, if you've enjoyed the return of HITC football on YouTube, please do drop a like. Please do drop a comment. Please subscribe if you're new around here. Like I say, this is the first time I'm on this channel, so it's a new face, it's a new voice. If I'm winding you up, let me know. If you're loving me, let me know. I want to find out. I've been Jack Durkin. This has been HITC football. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. When you leave, close the door, people. See you all very, very soon. Don't forget to subscribe.